Some things are buried for a reason. And sometimes, digging up the past reveals horrors we were never meant to see. These are 10 archaeological discoveries so disturbing, they left scientists speechless, and forced us to rethink what we know about humanity's darkest chapters, because the truth is, history isn't always about kings and empires. Sometimes, it's about blood, bones, and what lies beneath. 1. Dismembered bones. Worham, Percy, England. In a deserted medieval village in northern England, archaeologists found dozens of human remains. But these weren't ordinary burials, the bones were broken, burned, and butchered, as if cooked and eaten. Some showed knife marks, others were roasted over fire. Experts believe this wasn't murder. It was survival, or perhaps something much darker. Were the villagers forced into cannibalism? Or were they trying to destroy something that refused to stay dead? 2. 9,000 dead infants. Tuam, Ireland. Under an old Catholic orphanage in Ireland, a septic tank was uncovered. Inside, the bones of over 9,000 children, most under 3 years old. No gravestones. No records. These children lived, and died, in silence. Many had suffered malnutrition, disease, and perhaps worse. This wasn't just neglect, that it was a mass grave, and a dark secret buried by the church for decades. 3. The vampire skull. Venice, Italy. In a plague pit in Venice, a skeleton of a woman was found with a brick jammed inside her mouth. In the 17th century, people believed the dead could rise, and spread disease with their breath. This woman was accused of being a vampire. And the brick? A way to silence her, forever. Even in death, they feared her return. 4. The screaming mask. Judean desert, Israel. Carved from limestone, and dated over 9,000 years old, the mask had empty eyes and a gaping mouth that didn't look peaceful, it looked like it was screaming. Scholars believe it was worn during rituals involving the dead, or worse, the dying. Some say the mask absorbed the emotions of those who wore it, and others believe it still holds them. 5. Shackled skeletons. Athens, Greece. A mass grave was discovered near Athens. 80 men, all young, strong, all with their hands bound in iron chains. No ceremony. No dignity. Likely executed during a failed political uprising, around 650 BC. But why were they chained, even in death? What were their captors so afraid of? 6. Ötzi the Iceman, the world's oldest cold case in the Alps. Hikers discovered a perfectly preserved body, frozen for over 5,000 years. At first, it seemed accidental, a man lost in the snow. But then came the truth. An arrowhead was buried in his shoulder. His skull, cracked from blunt trauma. He had been hunted, and killed. To this day, no one knows who murdered Ötzi, or why. 7. The woman buried with a sickle. Poland. In a quiet Polish cemetery, archaeologists unearthed a strange grave. A woman lay buried, but with a sharp iron sickle across her neck, and a large stone pressed to her chest. This wasn't protection. It was containment. In Eastern European folklore, such burials were used to trap witches, or vampires, underground. Even after death, they feared what she might become. 8. The Anatomical graveyard. Paris, France. Beneath an old Parisian medical school, workers found a horrific sight, over 2,000 dismembered skeletons, stacked in stone-lined pits. Some were headless. Others had been flayed or sawed open. These were bodies used in early anatomical experiments. But they were never buried, just discarded. And not all of them had agreed to it. 9. The doll that grows hair. Hokkaido, Japan. In a shrine in northern Japan, a traditional doll is kept in a glass case. It once belonged to a young girl who died in 1919. After her death, her family noticed something strange: the doll's hair was growing. Decades later, tests confirmed the hair was real human hair, from a child. Locals say the girl's spirit never left. And no one dares to cut the doll's hair anymore. 10. The Tower of Skulls. Templo Mayor, Mexico. Beneath the Aztec temple in Mexico City, archaeologists uncovered something nightmarish: hundreds of human skulls, men, women, and children, arranged in a massive skull tower. These weren't just trophies. They were sacrifices. Victims had their hearts cut out while alive, then their heads were displayed to honor the gods. This wasn't a myth. It was real. And it happened hundreds of times a year. History isn't always glorious. Sometimes, it's terrifying. These discoveries weren't just about the past, they were warnings. Warnings of how far humans will go, when fear, faith, and desperation take over. So the next time you walk through ancient ruins or pass a quiet cemetery, ask yourself, what's still buried beneath your feet? And should it stay there?
The story has come to an end. If it left a powerful impression on you, please consider supporting the channel with a like and subscription. It's the best way to ensure more stories like this can continue to be told. Thank you.